Okay, so you have this banknote. This is a standard chartered banknote. You're not too sure on the actual evaluation and how much these do cost. So welcome back to Guma These Coins and Banknotes. And today we're reviewing this banknote from Hong Kong. So this is from the Chartered Bank. Now it's called the Standard Chartered Bank. And this is one of the denominations they issued in the late 70s to early 80s. And this is the mythological series of Hong Kong banknotes. So they have denominations they issued with the 10, 20, 100, 500 and $1,000. But this $50 seems to be quite scarce. Now the prefix that we have here is C, and it has 1 million printed. And the highest I've seen is D, so pretty much is probably only about 4 million banknotes issued of all dates. And the only dates I have is 1979, 81 and 82. So the more common is the 1981, and the 1979 and 1982 makes up about 25% of banknotes each, and the 1981 about 50%. So, but I've looked on eBay. The only one I've found is they're selling it for £100. It is graded MS, is it 55? Or about uncirculated 55. So that means it's in a similar condition to this one. So this one doesn't have any folds, but it does have problems with the actual borders. So someone's collected this as soon as it's come out, and basically that is about 200 Australian dollars, or they're selling it for £100. So this banknote is not a cheap series to get, and I've only seen some other banknotes. There's only another one with two of them, 1982 of these ones, plus a HSBC one, and that's about $150, $180 with taxes and everything else. But those ones are pretty much very fine condition at most, so they're pretty well circulated. So you're paying about $50 in lower grades for one of these banknotes. So what we have on here, we have a mythological creature, and that is the Chinese lion, so mythological lion. He's playing ball, and as you can see, it's a bit like a dragon. So if you ever seen to the HSBC building, they do have two guardian lions at the front of the building, and they scare away actual ghosts. So the interesting thing about this banknote is that the logo of the Charter Bank is part of the background of this bank, and that is that design there. So we have the name of the building of the banknote, Charter Bank Hong Kong in English and Chinese. We have the denomination Satman in English and Chinese, but the equivalent in the currency of the colony value received. But this should be reflected as being legal tender, because you're not really going to get payment of any other similar currency in Hong Kong just for $50. So, and down below we have security features. So we have the two signatures, and also we have wave pattern. This is printed by Thomas de la Rue Company. They currently still do print banknotes. The watermark is a Roman legionnaire with a typical Roman helmet, so it doesn't represent anyone in particular. There is another security feature. So this will match up on this side. They don't match up. It's either counterfeit or it's an error banknote. And also we have the security thread, which is does that have I don't think it would have any fine print. No, it's got no lettering. It's just a typical metal thread in the banknote. Now don't thread these later. These are part of the paper design. So that's the front of the banknote. On the back of the banknote we have the old Standard Chartered building that was, I believe, was demolished in 1990 sometime. Then we have the coat of arms of the United Kingdom in the centre. And later on the smaller banknotes, they actually changed this to the Bohemia flower. And that was in 1993 after the changeover. So, the coat of arms. So, obviously they don't have the ships in the port down below of the coat of arms of Hong Kong. So we have the lion. We have a unicorn because the British Empire is a mythological thing. Now we have the 3 lions of England, 1 lion of Scotland, and the harp of Ireland. And as you can see, there's nothing to represent Wales, which is currently the case. They should actually remove one of these and put Wales on the actual banknote. Oh, does it have a fold there? And does this have any type of UV feature? So here's a UV lamp. And okay, so in the center you can see we have a 50, and we also have a square, which so this is the only UV features on this banknote. So they're not really that great anyway, but if you're interested in UV features, you need to get more current banknotes of Hong Kong. So here we have the 90s series, another 90s series, and this is, oh, listen to the cat. Okay, this is the current series of banknotes. Okay, this one is not currently for sale, so I don't have any banknotes, but if you want to look on eBay, that seems to be where the most choices are. You can actually find, it's usually at least 1 or 2 of these banknotes for sale, and they're a lot more common than the previous Charter Bank series, which was issued in 1970 to 75. They seem to be almost impossible to get, and if you do find one, it's usually hundreds of dollars. So this one, hopefully you'll be able to get. Anyway, if you want to follow me, I'll make lots of videos about banknotes and coins. And also, let me know down below what other banknote or coin videos you want me to make in the future. Thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time, and take care.